Good evening, everyone. Do you want to pursue a management program which offers you not only marketing and financial acumen, but also makes you socially and environmentally responsible and conscious? Or are you willing to advance your career by doing something back for the society? If the answer to these questions is yes, then Tata Institute of Social Science is the college for you. And in order to get admission in this college, the exam that you have to take is TISSNET. In today's session, I'm going to give you all the important details related to TISSNET. Welcome to today's session. My name is Neelam Malkani, and I'm going to be your educator and guide for CAT and other management entrance exam. In today's session, we are going to have the orientation to TISSNET, the exam which is going to happen in February. Before beginning today's session, let me give you a very brief introduction of myself. My name is Neelam Malkani, and I possess around 12 years of experience of test preparation industry. I have been training students of CAT, GRE, GMAT, IELTS, SAT, and TOEFL. My areas of expertise have been English and verbal reasoning. I also had the opportunity to design and set assessment papers of English for different competitive exams. I did this for different government bodies as well as for professional bodies of different states. For a brief period of time, I also served as an examiner of English for an international organization. Recently, I have authored a comprehensive book of English for the preparation of competitive exams. The book is written in both Hindi and English and is available on Amazon. The video is brought to you by Unacademy, India's largest online learning portal for the preparation of competitive exams. Let me take you to its portal and tell you step by step how you can start your preparation with this amazing platform. The first step is going to be the Play Store of your mobile phone. You have to go in the Play Store and install Unacademy Learning app. After filling in all the details, you will be shown 3 major offerings plus free courses and special classes. So that's the biggest benefit of having this app in your mobile phone. You can have access to the classes which are freely available under special classes and free courses. These classes are taken up by those educators who take classes under plus category. So the same educators will be providing your free classes under special classes. So you can attend as many classes as you want and for as long as you want. Once you are contented with the quality of educators and the quality of education imparted by them, you can decide to enroll for the plus courses. For that, you will have to subscribe to the product. Under plus category, you will get ample benefits such as 30 hours of live session every day. So every day, you get to attend 30 hours of live session. So as per your availability, as per your convenience, you can choose the time of your session. So you don't have to be regimental about the time of your class. This is the liberty you can enjoy with such an amazing platform. The courses which are delivered by top educators of India are well structured and well designed, having fine balance of conceptual clarity and testing and exercises so that you are well prepared for your targeted exams. 14 plus top educators of India who have extensive experience in guiding, mentoring students in their respective domains are taking their classes. And every month you see a specific course catering to the needs of different exams will be delivered by these top educators. When you go further, you will be shown different models of subscription. If you want to go for crash course, because you are targeting those exams which are happening in January and February, you will have to take the subscription for 1 month. For that, you will have to pay 3,500 rupees. But if you are targeting CAT 2021, you have to go for 12-month subscription or yearly subscription. Now, whichever fee structure you choose to go with, if you type code Neelam, referral code Neelam, you will get 10% further discount and your fee is going to come down to 3,150 for a month and 15,750 for entire year. So that's the benefit with code Neelam. Let me give you some important pieces of information regarding the batches which are beginning or which have already begin. So for CAT 2021, if you are targeting CAT 2021, one of the batches that you can be part of is the batch which is starting on 23rd of December. The batch which is going to be taken up by the top educators of India who have wealth of experience of guiding students for these exams. Another batch that you can be part of is the beginners batch. That batch is also aiming at CAT 2021 preparation, but if you have no information about the structure or the dynamics of management aptitude exam, you can be part of the beginners batch, right? So this batch is going to start from the scratch. The batch is beginning from 21st of December. Revision batch for CMAT, one more exam which is happening this year, February. So if you are preparing for CMAT, you can be part of the revision batch. So this batch is going to talk about all the important concepts and topics which are going to be part of this exam, right? So this is going to be revision as well as exercise batch, all right? So the batch has already begun on 21st of December, all right? So this is all about the batches. Now let's start with the orientation to TISS, as I said, Tata Institute of Social Science. Now look at the guiding principle which designs or which encircles the logo of TISS, reimagining futures, Bhavishya ki Punarkalpana, right? So this is something which perfectly, captures the essence of what TISS is all about, right? So TISS is all about those courses which are built on managerial foundation as well as those principles which are related to social, educational and environment development, right? So the courses you will see will perfectly sum up this whole essence, that is reimagining future. Now there are 4 campuses of this. The prime campus is there in Mumbai, the oldest campus. And this is actually one of the oldest colleges of India, which was established before independence. It was established in 1924. So first campus was in Mumbai, and then another campus in Maharashtra is in Tuljapur, Hyderabad, and Guwahati, right? So in south we have Hyderabad, in northeast we have Guwahati, right? So 2 campuses in Maharashtra, Mumbai and Tuljapur, right? So this net is happening for the admissions to different courses in these 4 campuses, all right? Now TISS offers as many as 52 master's program, all right? So it has multidisciplinary programs which give you the combination of very innovative as well as progressive fields of studies. Now, if you go in the admission courses available, you will see the courses which are pioneering, the courses which have never been started by any other institute have been initiated by TISS because of its core principle, core ideology of reimagining future. Those courses which are going to meet the needs of future challenges. So disaster management is the course which is initiated by TISS, right? So you will not find such courses in any other institute, right? So these courses were pioneered by TISS only. So 50 master's degree courses, along with courses which offer diploma, MPhil, as well as doctoral courses, right? So a niche course that you find your interest in, you will find that available in TISS, right? Now, 4 courses are, or 5 courses, which are the top 5, programs or flagship programs, which are usually preferred by students. Whenever they fill their preference, they do prefer these courses. Unless you are specifically interested in a sectoral program like rural management, hospital management, disaster management, or other programs, niche programs which are offered by TISS. These are 5 programs which are considered the top programs offered by TISS. So one of the top 5 programs is definitely Masters of Arts, Human Resource Management and Labor Relationship. So this is as good as MBA in HR, right? So though this offers you MA, that is Masters in Art, but the course is considered as good as an MBA in HR, right? And it is rated one of the top 5 courses offered in HR, right? So you don't have to worry about the degree that is going to be offered by TISS. It is as good as an MBA. So this is the flagship program offered by TISS Mumbai campus, right? So, and the cutoff of this course is going to be the highest. Second course will be Masters of Arts, aptitude in Development Studies. So according to UN prediction, by 2030, 85% population, world population, is going to live in developing countries. So that means this program is going to gain a lot of momentum. So those of you who are driven by that perspective or driven by that righteous desire to do something in development sector, this course is definitely built for them, tailor-made for them, right? So development studies is the second preferred course offered by TISS. Masters of Art, so media and cultural studies. Those of you who are interested in pursuing their career in the field of media, in the dynamic field of media, we can definitely go for this course. So Mudra Institute of Communication, Ahmedabad is definitely one of the top media institutes offering a specialized course for this. Symbiosis as another college is IIMC, right? And after that, you can always consider this. This is as good as those courses, right? So those of you who are inclined to that specific field should always go for this program, Media and Cultural Studies. Master of Arts in Social Work. This is an institute which gives you a professional way to start your career in social work, right? So this is the only institute which gives you a degree as well as perspective and insight to do something in social work, right? So if you want to start your NGO, or if you want to get into social entrepreneurship, or you want to find an organization which is going to give back something to the society, this course offered by TISS is something you should look for, right? So if you have inclination towards that sphere of study, this course is definitely in for you. And Masters of Art in Social Entrepreneurship. Now earlier, there were no placements provided for this social entrepreneurship, but gradually this gained momentum, and now this course is one of the top 5 courses of this, right? So depending on your interests and depending on your future plan that you have made for your career, possibly you can shortlist courses from the 50 master's degree that are offered by TISS, but these 5 courses are those courses which are considered the top 5 courses. All right. So I hope we are clear about the course. Now let's talk about the exam, its pattern, and when the exam is going to be conducted. So admission to masters, so Masters of Art and Masters of Science, and MEd and BEd, these programs, TISSNET will be conducted, right? The exam is going to happen on 20th of February, and the time is 2 p.m. to 3:40 p.m., right? So the time has been decided. So 2 hours, right? So 1 hour 40 minutes is the time allocated for TISSNET. Now the best feature or the most attractive feature which makes many candidates fill out the form of TISS is that there is no negative marking for this exam, right? So you don't have to worry about the penalty which is going to be imposed if you mark a question incorrect, right? Because there is no negative marking in this exam for any program. Now duration of the test is going to be 1 hour 40 minutes, and 73 marks was the cutoff last year for TISSNET, right? So out of 100, each question is going to carry 1 mark. 100 question. Let's first understand the pattern of exam. So there are going to be 3 sections. Basically, English proficiency will have 30 questions. Mathematics and logical reasoning will have 30 questions. And general awareness, one of the prominent sections of TISS, is going to have 40 questions, right? So this is one of the exams which gives inordinate importance to GK and general awareness, right? Not only in terms of the highest number of questions, but also you will have to have the sectional cutoff for this section, for this part of your exam. So there is not going to be any sectional cutoff for English and mathematics, but there is going to be sectional cutoff for general awareness, right? So let's talk about marks. 30 marks for English, 30 marks for logical reasoning, and mathematics 40 marks for general awareness, right? So unlike IIFT, which gives less importance to GK question, right? This is going to give more importance, as much importance to GK question as it is given to English proficiency and mathematics. All right. So this pattern itself is a testimony to the importance given to GK section by TISS. It has always been a trend. The GK has been an integral part of this exam. Now, as I said, there's going to be sectional cutoff for GK, right? So if you score, if you decide that you don't focus on GK and you will try to maximize your score by scoring well in English and mathematics, 60 questions, and you will do 2 to 3 questions in GA or GK, and then you will try to clear the cutoff. So that strategy is not going to work in case of this. You will have to showcase your ability and your proficiency in GK. All right. So 35% is going to be the cutoff for general category students, right? So general category, EWS, KM and AF, all these category students will have to showcase their ability by scoring 35% in this section. That means 14 marks minimum you have to score in GA section out of 40 questions. For OBC, non-creamy layer, it's going to be 30%. That means 12 marks we will have to acquire in this section. No section cutoff for SC and ST, as this college is targeted at social justice. So in order to be more inclusive in terms of developing, in terms of giving education to those people who are marginalized and marginalized section of the society, it does not give, it gives that favor to SC, ST, and they don't have to clear the section cutoff of GK. Alright, so if you fall into that category, that's the benefit that you are going to get. Alright, so 100 marks and 1 hour 40 minutes time. 100 questions, 100 marks, 1 hour 40 minutes is going to be the time. Alright, and section cutoff. Now let's try to understand the syllabus of this exam, the syllabus which has been given by the official notification of TISSNET, right? So in their official notification only, they have very clearly given the topics which they are going to give in these 3 sections. So English, word choice, sentence correction, so grammar and word choice, right? So correct word choice, that means questions related to vocabulary. So the correct word which is fitting into the sentence, or filling the blank basically, or sentence correction. Sentence correction also in the form of filling the blank. So if you see previous year papers of TISSNET, you will see grammar will also be tested through filling the blank, vocabulary will also be tested through filling the blank. Odd one out, a very common question related to vocabulary. 3 words are in a way thematically related to each other, but 1 word is not fitting in that theme or in that context. That word is your answer. Analogies. So analogies will give you a word pair where these words are related or they share some relationship. You will have to identify the relationship and you will have to identify a pair which exhibits the same relationship. Synonyms, antonyms, very common questions based on understanding of vocabulary, their meaning, their usage, grammar. So other than FIB, grammar will also be tested through other set of questions. That means find the incorrect sentence, find the correct sentence, or maybe find the error in a given sentence. A sentence will be fragmented, you will have to find the incorrect part, or a part of the sentence will be bold-faced or will be underlined, we will have to replace it, right? So different ways the grammar is tested. Basically, you will have to have the clear understanding of basic grammatical rules and principles. Verbal reasoning. So this section is also fairly easy. Verbal reasoning, which will be inclusive of basic question of verbal reasoning, parajumble, assumption, and syllogism. These questions will be there in verbal reasoning part, right? Basic question of critical reasoning can also come in this. And reading comprehension. There may be 1, there may be 2 passages, right? So passages are usually factual and they are not very tough. They don't really pose a lot of challenge in terms of reading comprehension. Except last year, the last year paper was moderate to difficult in terms of level of difficulty. Otherwise, this has been a very doable paper, right? So reading comprehension will also be the passages will also be drawn from different spheres of knowledge, right? So this is the list of those topics which are given by this itself, right? Now, very explicitly, they have also mentioned that the level of these questions is going to be of high school level, 10th level, right? So as I said, the level of difficulty is going to be fairly easy. So that's why they have very clearly given 10th level mathematics, 10th level logical reasoning, and 10th level verbal proficiency will be tested. Now let's look at basic quantitative ability and the topics which are given by TISSNET. So basic arithmetic, all the topics or all the parts of arithmetic are to be extensively covered because this has inclination to arithmetic. It will give you at least 7 to 8 questions based on arithmetic. Geometry, trigonometry, they have very clearly mentioned basic trigonometry, basic geometry, basic statistics, right? So I have taken it directly from the TISS website, official website. So you can find it there and verify whether it is given there or not. So very basic questions. What you have to do is just practice them enough, right? Number series, data interpretation, logical reasoning. So logical reasoning, all variety of logical reasoning questions. Basic syllogism, logical consistency, assumption, and those calculation-based logical reasoning questions as well, right? So sitting arrangement or that diagram or blood relationship, all the questions which are there in logical reasoning part will also be there. What you have to do is practice extensively for this section, all right? Traditionally, this is the favorite to those students who are not very good at mathematics, right? So if a commerce student comes to you and if they ask you whether if there is an exam which they can clear without having excellent proficiency in mathematics, so the answer of that faculty member is going to be this, right? Because this gives you very basic mathematics question, right? When you see previous year papers, you will definitely understand that the level of difficulty is quite doable, right? So what you have to do is see previous year papers, practice extensively, practice previous year papers, and try to practice those topics which have been given by this official website, right? You will be in a fairly good position to clear this cutoff. Now, GA, the most contentious part of TISSNET. Now, again, they have given the topics, the list of topics which they are going to give in the TISSNET. At the same time, this is one of the exams which is tilted towards static GK, right? So there are 40 questions in GK. 25 questions will be from static GK. Now, static GK will be inclusive of politics. So politics will be inclusive of everything, right from the development of constitution, from the governments, and after independence, post-independence, everything which is part of politics, right? Social studies. So social studies will be inclusive of history, polity, and some other developments. Science and technology, environment, sports, art and culture, Indian history, right? Now, these are the topics, but they are not the topics, they are complete subject themselves, right? So, what you have to focus on is, one, start reading newspaper, because with that, you will have some familiarity with the current affairs, which must be part of your exam. If you are consistently reading a good newspaper, so your language development will also happen and you will also be abreast of the contemporary issues. Because the second phase is going to be writing as well as social issues, right? So reading newspaper should now be a part and parcel of your preparation. And reading newspaper with extensive reading of editorial column, right? When I say extensive reading, that means you use it for getting food for thought. That means you should build your perspective on that issue on which the right article is written. Same time, you use it for your language development and for updating your information, right? So for these manifold purposes, you should use that editorial column. Then only you can be in the position to talk about that topic with confidence, right? So yes, so these are the topics in general affair or general awareness, right? And as I said, static GK is going to be covered more in this part, so you better start brushing up your GK. Take as many exercises as possible or take part in the quizzes which are extensively available on internet now. You have numerous websites which give you daily GK dose, right? So if you start from December, now the exam is going to happen in February, that means you have to cover 6 months GK till January, right? So the paper is going to be set somewhere in January and the exam is going to happen in February. So to be on the safer side, what you should do is last 6 months GK current affairs should be covered, right? Awards, ceremonies, conferences, those people who were in news, those places which were in news, and books and author which won some awards, and some developments related to corona, some places which were in news because of this corona, and some other happenings which are in news, right? And geopolitical issues, right? Some people who have sworn in recently, or American presidential elections, some Indians who became prominent because of, they did something good abroad. So that way, all these things will come into the syllabus of your current affairs, right? So start brushing up your GK, current affairs, as well as static GK. Now, to be on a safer side, what you can do is try to make your strategy as to control at least 4 parts of your static GK, right? Because it's next to impossible to cover all entire syllabus of static GK. So one area which falls into your area of interest, you try to cover it first, right? So if you are interested in polity, so you start with civics, right? Polity is very closely related to history, so you try to cover up history and polity, right? And with that, you take one more part of GK which falls into your academics. So if you are a mathematics student, you possibly will find it easier to study science and technology, right? Or if you are a student of humanities, you will find it easier to study social study. So history, polity, and social study. So these 3 subjects will be covered under static part. With that, you also can study art or culture, right? So different forms of dance, different forms of folk music, people, and different awards and ceremony which happen in art and culture, all right? So something which, if you chalk out this kind of strategy, a subject, because all the subjects of static GK are very next to impossible, covering all these subjects of static GK will be next to impossible. So what you can do is you try to cover at least 4 parts of your static GK and entire part of current GK, right? So with that, you will try to strike the right balance between both of them, all right? But static GK has to be given more importance, as I said. This is tilted towards that. Fine. So this is how you can start the preparation for GK. I took one orientation class for the GK of all the management exams. In that, I told you how you need to prepare for GK. You can watch that video. And now on this channel only, we are going to take more sessions for GK preparation. You will be given classes on a regular basis for the preparation of GK for TISS, IIMA, and ZAT, right? So stay tuned on this channel for more updates on GK, right? So let's move on. Now TISSNET is going to be one of the phases, right? So clearing that exam or clearing the cutoff of that paper is not going to guarantee you the admission. You will have to sit for another test. So that's just a qualifying stage, right? So that is after qualifying for TISSNET, you will have to sit for TISSMAT. That is going to be for management aptitude tests, right? So for these 2 courses run by Mumbai campus, MA Human Resource Management and Labor Relationship, and MA Organization Development, Change and Leadership of Mumbai campus, these 2 courses you will have to sit for TISSMAT. For other courses, you will have to sit for TISSPAT, Program Aptitude Test. So as I said, there are niche programs run by TISS, programs for hospital management, program for hospitality management, program for media and communication, program for disaster management, and there is a program for health management, right? Entrepreneurship management. So that way, these are very specific programs. The program which are targeting a specific sector. For whether you have aptitude for that sector or not, whether you are built to be into that sector or not. So that is going to be tested by TISSNET. So if you are targeting these two programs, you won't have to take TISSNET, but if you are targeting multiple programs, you will have to take both these exams, right? So MA in Human Resource Management, Labor Relationship, and MA Organization Development, Change and Leadership. For these two programs, TISSNET. So I'm going to talk about TISSNET. This will be a combination of both MCQ and a descriptive writing for a duration of 45 minutes. So TISSNET is going to last for 45 minutes, right? So there will be 35 questions total. That is going to be, those questions are going to be MCQ, multiple choice questions. In those questions, 10 will be based on RC. So your basic understanding of reading will be tested. Now, it has been explicitly mentioned on this website that the level of these questions will be of graduation level, right? So TISSNET is going to be of 10th level, high school level, whereas this is going to be your graduation level. That means the concepts are going to be advanced, so the application of these concepts are going to be advanced. So total 35 questions. 10 questions will be from RC, reading comprehension. So the passages will be given on the advanced concepts of management only, organization behavior, finance, marketing, anything related to management will be given to you. You will have to understand the passage. Based on the understanding, you will have to answer the questions, right? The only thing is, passages are going to be based on business understanding because it is management aptitude test. 15 questions will be from management DI, right? So data interpretation will be based on some management problem or management scenario, right? So the charts or the graph will be based on the management scenario. So these questions will be 50. Last year when the test was conducted, students reported the questions were very easy. They were quite doable. They could easily solve all the questions. So even the DI was not very difficult. 10 questions were based on business awareness. So this year also they have mentioned 10 questions will be based on business awareness. So now this is management aptitude test. That means you need to showcase whether you are updated with the information of the domain that you want to get into. If you want to carve a niche in the field of management, do you have related information? So business awareness, companies, their logos, their CEOs, their brand, their products, different conglomerations and different products of the same company, right? So business awareness will be tested by 10 questions. So overall, 35 MCQ questions. That will be followed by one writing test, right? And that's going to carry 15 marks. For these 35 questions, you will be given 35 marks, right? And for writing, 15 marks. Overall, 50 marks, right? So TISSNET is going to be conducted for 50 marks. Now for this test, a negative marking or negative penalty of 0.25 will be imposed if you mark a question incorrect. That negative marking only be for 35 questions, not for writing test. Alright? So writing test, which is going to evaluate one thing. One, multiple or multi-dimensional approach. So can you see one topic from multiple perspectives, right? Or are you unilateral in terms of your opinion? So that is the objective of this writing test. Second is, of course, how much conformity you have with standard form of writing, right? So these two areas are going to be tested. These two parts of your writing and your understanding are going to be tested. One, can you understand a topic from multi-dimensional approach, right? And second, your writing skill. Fine. So 15 marks is going to be given to your essay, total 50 marks. Now, this is how they have decided to go with the selection procedure. TISSNET will be given 40 score, and TISSNET will be scaled down to 30, and your OPI, that is going to be your online personal interview, will be given 30. So overall your merit is going to be built on your final score, which will be calculated on the score of these three criteria, right? So TISSNET 40% weightage, OPI will be given 30% weightage, whereas TISSNET score will be given 30% weightage. Alright, so the highest score or highest weightage will be given to TISSNET. Alright, and same is going to happen in TISSPAT. Fine. Now let's talk about online personal interview a bit. So that's going to be conducted separately for each program applied, right? So you'll be asked to give your preference for different programs. So if you have applied for 4 programs, you will be asked to sit for 4 different programs separately, right? So you will have to face interview separately. So that's very clear. Now, schedule of OPI will be announced after the shortlisted candidates are notified, right? So they have not announced the dates, but very likely the interview is going to happen in April or May. Candidates can attend the online personal interview only after attending the TISSNET as the case may be, right? So once you clear these exams, then only you will be called for the interview, and interview is going to be the last stage. And this time interview is going to happen online. Alright? So I hope I gave you all the information related to TISS, and I don't see any question here. So I think every information is clear. So as I said, TISS has a very specific ideology, and if you have decided to fill in the form and if you have decided to give it a try, please give it your best shot, because this is one of the colleges which is going to transform you, which is going to transform you for your entire life. It is going to change your perspective. It is going to bring a paradigm shift in your thinking pattern. No other college, I have been training students for around 12 years now, but I have not seen any other college bringing that transformation in students' personality, students' perspective as TISS does, right? So it is not a college, it's kind of, it's a lifestyle that they are going to bring you into, right? So yeah, so those of you who are not very good at mathematics, and those of you who are inclined towards social entrepreneurship, developmental studies, and doing something back for the society, they should definitely go for this college. It's based in Mumbai, and corporate, it has complete validation of corporate world. The MA program is as good as masters, it's as good as MBA in HR, and it is top rated course of this, right? So that way you should not have an iota of doubt about the validation of MA program. All right. So yes, so the basic preparation plan should be previous year papers. Understanding the pulse of this is very, very important for you. So please download previous year papers. They are readily available on internet. Understand the pattern, the level of difficulty, and see what topics are every year repeated, right? So vocabulary, very important. Again, grammar is also very important for this. So these 2 topics, if you do them enough for SNAP, if you practice them enough for SNAP, they are also going to help you for this, right? So those concepts which you are going to revise for SNAP, they will also hold true for this, right? But what you have to do is practice as much as possible, right? And with previous year papers, you should also take mock papers of this based on the pattern of this, because you will have to clear the cutoff of GK. Alright, so that's going to be one of the important parts that you have to be concerned about. So take mocks, but with the view to clearing the cutoff, right? If you're not able to clear the cutoff, ultimately every effort is going to go in vain. So you should focus on your GK preparation first and then start taking mocks. See if you're clearing the cutoff of GK. If not, then revisit your strategy and possibly, strengthen your part of GK and then take mock again, right? Taking mock is going to be the effective way to prepare for this exam, all right? So thank you very much for watching the video. So this was all about TISS exam campuses, programs, as well as the pattern, right? I hope I gave you all the information related to it. If you need further information, do let me know by commenting in the chat box. Same time, do let us know what topic you want us to cover for your preparation of these exams which are happening in January and February, right? Exams like SNAP, IIFT, ZAD, and TISS, right? So do let us know if there is any specific topic you want us to cover. Okay, thank you very much.